What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and today, again, the Holiday Cup, a really fun meta. Yesterday, we used Credilli with Double Fire with Charizard and Alolan Marowak. Today, we're using Credilli again, but we're pairing it with Alolan Graveler and Noctowl. Alolan Graveler has been such a solid sweeper. It was last year, and it is again this year. Credilli Safe Swap as well is really nice for us, and this is a good coverage team on the meta. All right, getting into game one, we have Noctowl on the lead versus Shadow Aerodactyl. We're gonna go ahead and go into the Credilli, and this is not the best of matchups, but they decide to swap into Gyarados. Both of these aren't the best, but at least, well, actually in both situations, we have a chance to shield bait and one-shot, and that is the exact situation here. We're gonna go ahead and go for that Grass Knot, and we do get a shield. Now they're going to go ahead and go for the Aqua Tail, and I'm going to let this go. I'm going to predict that I can survive. We can. Perfect. And now we're going to go ahead and go for that Stone Edge. This is the one shot, and this is why Credilli's Safe Swap can set you up with 2 shield advantage. Boom! Nope, no 2 shield advantage, switch advantage. You love to see it. And now we're going to see a Talonflame come in. So this was a triple flyer team, and Alolan Graveler is just going to have a lot of fun right here. We're just going to go ahead and fast move down. I will shield as well. There's no need to not shield, and they decided to go for the Brave Bird, so that's fine. We're going to go ahead and just farm down with Volt Switch, now chunking, 25% of their health at a time. You'll love to see it, and now we're going to see the Aerodactyl come in, so we're going to go ahead and go for Rock Blast, and then the Stone Edge right here. So we do get the shield, and now Stone Edge is going to be coming through. So that is going to be a good game. Granted, Alolan Graveler swept this whole team. Boom! Because they did run triple flyer. So super spicy on them, but that's why Alolan Graveler can do well. All right, we got Runerigus here on the lead. So pretty good matchup for us. We just got to be careful to throw the Shadow Ball off time. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Ball, and they timed it perfectly. I went 2 fast moves over and then threw, and they still caught it. So really good catch from my opponent right there. I'm going to go ahead and load up on some extra energy and then go back in to Alolan Graveler now. This is a really good situation for us because we are going to control the tempo. What do I mean by that? Shadow Ball is going to come through. It doesn't one-shot us, but our Volt Switch is doing super effective damage. So if they want to try to take switch advantage right here by going for another Shadow Ball, I will be able to outpace them to Rock Blast. So they decided to let it go, and I farmed down. So we maintain switch advantage. We have 2-2 shields, and now we have energy advantage here on Alolan Graveler. Granted, this is going to be heavily resisted by the Runerigus, but we're still chunking some health, which is good. And they decide to throw what's likely going to be the Sand Tomb right here to take us out. Now, my one concern is that this Runerigus, I believe it might have Rock Tomb. I believe that's a move it does have access to. Most just run Sand Tomb and Shadow Ball. So I gotta be very, very careful. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, and my worst fear is that they Sand Tomb me and then Rock Tomb me, but they decide instead to swap into Obstagoon. So we're actually in a really good situation right now, as Wing Attack and Sky Attack are going to do a lot of neutral damage. We want to make sure we keep Noctowl alive in order to handle the Runerigus in the back, but we don't need Noctowl necessarily to win because Credilli can still do super effective damage with Grass Knot. So we're going to go ahead and shield this next charge move, and then we're going to look to swap or go for another Sky Attack right here. And they decide to throw again, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and double shield right here. Again, I want to maintain some health here on Noctowl and force that final shield from them with Sky Attack, because I know Credilli can live long enough, even though it's going to take counters and a cross chop, it can live long enough to get to the Grass Knot right here because it's just that bulky. I was saying yesterday Credilli is really good, and I'm going to say it again today. It's a very strong Pokemon in this meta. It's just perfectly melds into a lot of teams. Now, they have Obstruct and Night Slash, which is pretty interesting. Definitely one of their Community Day Pokemon, but even if that was Cross Chop, we would have survived. And now Runerigus coming in. I'm guessing this might just be Shadow Ball. I've kind of lost count of their Shadow Claws, but no, it's just another Sand Tomb, which is fine. We would have won this game either way with Noctowl or Credilli here, and they decide to surrender. All right, Noctowl versus Shadow Gliscor here on the lead, which is fine by me. They decide to swap out into Frosta, so we come in with the Alolan Graveler right away. It's very, very important. If you see a Frostlass safe swap, you have to get into that Alolan Graveler as fast as possible, because the Volt Switch and Rock Blast damage is going to be very key. If you get outpaced because they're ahead on energy, you will lose the mid-game matchup. So we do get a shield right there. We're going to go ahead and look to potentially commit to the farm down, because we are going to go ahead and give up double shields here. but I don't think I'll be able to farm down. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just go for another Rock Blast. I am 1 Volt Switch away, so if they decide to shield this, I should be able to do 1 Volt Switch and Rock Blast again, but they decide to let it go. Now, this is a perfect situation for us because the Gliscor still takes a ton of damage from Rock-type moves, and they're going to be forced to throw 2 Night Slashes or 1 Earthquake. 1 Night Slash is not enough to take us out, which is going to freely allow me to go for Stone Edge! Yeah, buddy, we land it! And now we might just be able to farm down. Did I lull you to sleep and wake you up? All right, we're going to go ahead and survive this Night Slash and farm down with Volt Switch. They get the boost, but Alolan Graveler does not care. Final Pokemon is Abomasnow, so we're going to go ahead and go for a Stone Edge now to force that final shield and then now swap out or go into Cradily because Stone Edge will basically be enough damage. This is still going to be somewhat of a close game. Abomasnow can do super effective damage to us, but I think we're going to be able to make it. As long as we get to the Stone Edge, we're fine right here. And even if this doesn't one-shot, we still have Noctowl with Wing Attack, which would be fine. So boom! Another boom right there. Oh, you love to see it. Good job, Cradily. Good game. All right, moving to the next one. We got Noctowl on the lead versus Superior. Okay, very positive lead for us, and I'm playing on the edge here with 10% battery. They decide to swap out into Ninetales, so again, a similar situation. You got to come in right away with Alolan Graveler, but this is actually a situation where we will lose if they decide to shield. So it's going to be tough. We shield the Weather Ball, and now we're going to go ahead and go for double Rock Blast. I'm hoping I can get to 3, but we will have to see. Here's the first one. We're going to go ahead. Oh, they let it go. Okay, I'm committing to the farm down now. Perfect. All right, I was worried they would try to go for a switch advantage, which would have been pretty huge for them. But we're going to go ahead and go for Stone Edge now against the Superior as they do fast move us down. Okay, we got to come back in with Noctowl, load up on energy, and let's see what they have in the back. Again, this is going to be a close one. We got Frenzy Plant, doesn't do too much damage. Final Pokemon is going to be Obstagoon, and that's Obstagoon with 2 shields. And so this is going to be a close one. Obstagoon is very strong, especially against this team, but thankfully this team can do neutral damage against it. So now things are very dangerous. I'm deciding to let this go. It is going to be the Night Slash. I'm going to try to go for one more Sky Attack right here. And then I'm going to look to swap out into Cradily now to try to go for the Grass Knot, the double Grass Knot, because I think we might be able to get to 2 Grass Knots before we go down to the double Cross Chop here. So there's 1 Cross Chop. Yeah, we should be able to survive. I don't know if we'll get to 2, but at least we'll get a shield here from Obstagoon. It's going to be extremely close. Let's see. We do get a shield. Okay, fast moves. They're just going to farm us down. No, at the last second, they decide to swap, and I make an error. This Battlers was an error. Throwing Grass Knot was a mistake. Why? I can't get enough energy now from Superior. So hats off to my opponent, Obstagoon, with 2 shields at the end, did very well for them. But wait, is the game over yet? I don't know. This is going to be a close one. We're going to go ahead and shield that Night Slash. It's going to be a race to the next charge move. We get to it at the same time, and they win CMP tie. So, again, a mistake. Notice how it was CMP tie. Had I left a little bit of health there on Superior, maybe did a little less damage, we would have won that game. Either way, good battle right there to my opponent. And we got Noctowl versus Pelipper here on the lead. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out into Cradily. I want to see what they have in the back, and they are not swapping out. This tells me that maybe it's another triple flyer team, or maybe they're extremely weak to Cradily, which means Alolan Graveler could also do very well. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Grass Knot right here. We did build up to Stone Edge to threaten the potential one-shot, and we do get a shield. So that is fine by me. I'm now going to go ahead and just build up. I know I can survive Weather Ball, so I'm going to go ahead and let this go and look to go for a Stone Edge, because why not? I can come in with a Alolan Graveler and fully farm down if I get 2 shields, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Stone Edge here. And again, I am reading, since they stayed in, that they are extremely weak to Alolan Graveler. So what we're going to do is actually come in with Noctowl. This Pelipper has a lot of energy, and those Weather Balls would hurt the Alolan Graveler. Yes, I have 2 shields, but I would probably have to give up 2 shields. So it's a lot better for me to soak damage here on the Noctowl, 2 Weather Balls worth. So we're going to go ahead and let these 2 go through, and now switch. If they are in fact weak in the back to Alolan Graveler, I now have a better matchup with 2 shields and no energy on the Pelipper, which allows me to farm it down. Let's see what comes in. Contestant number 2. is Lantern. So there's one other Pokemon that's extremely weak. Stone Edge does a lot of neutral damage, and we should be able to fully farm down. Now, we're going to have to shield the Surf, obviously, but we might just be able to farm down with Volt Switch right here because it is doing neutral damage here to the Lantern. So let's see if we can farm down. I'm going to go ahead and go for Rock Blast. I don't think I can farm down in time before giving up a shield. I'd rather have just a little bit of energy and a shield than no shields and all the energy in the world. But it doesn't matter. There is Alolan Ninetales in the back. So that is going to be a good game. It was a right call, a correct call to soak all that energy with the Noctowl and then come in with the Graveler, just reading the Pelipper. So that was a really fun team, very strong. I've been saying it a lot, Credilli, it just melts. You can make a lot of teams with Credilli. It just does so well. And Alolan Graveler as well as a great sweeper in this meta. And Noctowl with Wing Attack, well, you guys know it's a dominant flyer in Open Great League, and it's extremely strong in this cup as well. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.